Today we're going to spend a few minutes going over the process that you're going to use to submit every assignment you do this year. That process is going to include completing your activity electronically and submitting your activity electronically. There will be no paper this year when you're submitting things. Here's how you're going to do it. You're going to log onto the computers using your school account. If you're doing it at school, if you're doing it at home, just do what you do to get onto your computer at home. Wherever you are at school or at home, you're going to go to google.ca. When you go to google.ca, you're going to click on sign in in the top right corner. Then it's going to give you an opportunity to enter an email address and a password. You have an email address through school that will work with Google. Okay, that email address will be your first name, last name, at isidore.redeemer.ab.ca. I'm going to use my son's username. He's in grade 5 at Good Shepherd School. I'm going to use his because if I use mine, it's going to look a little bit different. Okay, I want you to see up on the board right now what you will see when you go on yourself. So I'm going to type in his name at isidore.redeemer.ab.ca, and then I'm going to type in his password. Okay, you type in your password, obviously, at this point. Click sign in. And when you do that, you should come to a screen that looks like the screen you just came from, except that in the top right-hand corner, it's no longer going to be blank. It's going to have your username, your account. Enter Dickie at isidore.redeemer.ab.ca. Now, when we actually go to create documents, create folders, store folders, and share folders, and so on, we're going to go to a function called Google Drive. You're going to find that up here where you see this block of squares, called Google Apps. Within Google Apps, there's a whole bunch of different features, including Google Drive. Click on Google Drive. If you have not created anything within Google Drive so far, you will see a screen that looks like this. If you have, then you'll see a list of files that you've already created. Okay, the first time you log in, if that's today, your screen should look like this. Now what I want you to do is create a folder that you're going to share with me. Everything inside that folder, as soon as you create it, will be automatically shared with me. I'll have access to. So keep that in mind. Okay? Everything inside this folder that you're about to create, I will have access to. Don't create anything in that folder that you don't want me to see. Now, in order to do that, you're going to go click over here where it says create. Create a folder. Okay, you're going to name that folder your first name, last name, colon, Physics 20. Click Create. So now I've just created a folder called Andrew Dickie. I spelled physics wrong, I guess, but you get the drift. Okay, Andrew Dickie, Physics 20, or your name, Physics 20. That's a folder that right now nobody has permission to view or edit except for you. But we're going to change that so that I have permission to edit it and to view it. To do that, you're going to right-click it, right-click, click Share, and then down at the bottom of that page, you can see that right now only Andrew Dickie has access to that. But if we go down here where it says Invite People, and we click My Name, or type my name, can't even spell that right, bdickie at redeemer.ab.ca, click Share and Save, click Done. Now I have access to that folder as well. Everything now inside that folder, Andrew Dickie has access to, and so do I. Now, when you create a document, this is just a folder. When you create a document that you want to share with me, you're going to go inside that folder. It should look like this, right? Andrew Dickie folder at the top of the page. Now you're going to create a document within that folder. Don't go over here under My Drive and create a document. Okay, you want to go inside that folder and create the document. You can also, by the way, in some other subject, create a spreadsheet or a presentation, which is like a PowerPoint. But in physics, it's typically going to be a document that you're going to create. That document is going to look something like this. In the top left-hand corner, it's going to say Untitled Document. The first thing that you will always do every time you create one of these is change the name of it. If you don't do that, then you're going to have a bunch of documents in your folder called Untitled Document 1, Untitled Document 2, Untitled Document 3, and so on and so on and so on. You don't want that. Okay, you want to be better organized. You want to name it. And this is the way you're going to name it. Same kind of format as you named the folder, except this time it's not going to be Andrew Dickie Physics 20. It's going to be Andrew Dickie and then whatever the file name is, whatever the assignment name is. In this case, we'll just call it fake assignment. I'm going to click OK. Okay. Now I'm ready to actually type up the document. So I'm going to say type document now. One of the great things about Google Drive is it saves things automatically. If I was to exit this right now without clicking save anywhere, okay, it's done. I exit it. I'll go back to my drive. Here's my folder. Go back to Andrew Dickie Fake Assignment. Click on it. And lo and behold, everything that I just did is still there. It saves things automatically within about 1 or 2 seconds. You never have to worry about your computer crashing. It's always there. All right. Now, I will have access to this assignment. Okay, right now, I can log onto my account and view and edit what Andrew Dickie just did. But I'll have access to it at every point when you're writing it up. Okay, I don't want to look at it until it's finished. So I need a way to know when it's finished. If I see that up there, well, that's great, but I don't know if it's finished or not until you tell me that it's finished. So here's how you're going to tell me that it's finished. You're going to go to my website, and you're going to scroll down to the bottom right-hand corner where it says Physics 20 Assignment Submission Form. It's going to take you to a page that looks like this. You need to be logged in to your school account when you do this, otherwise this won't work. If you try this with some other Google account or not logged in at all, it won't work. Okay, so you need to be logged into your school account when you do this. Type in your first name, last name. Click on the assignment. In this case, it's the fake assignment. Okay? Little checklist. Did you do everything right, basically? Did you name it properly, and so on and so on. Now you can see down here, it says, please copy the URL of your assignment and paste it here. The URL is within the document. Okay, when you're in the document, click the top left-hand corner here where it has the address, copy it, and then paste it down here. Click Submit. You've just told me that you're finished your assignment. I had access to it the whole time. When you were writing it up, when you were finished, the instant you created the document, I had access to it. But I'm not going to look at it until you're finished. This tells me you're finished. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? If you create your document, as a number of people in period 1 and period 3 did when we were kind of playing around with it in the computer lab, but you don't, and you share it with me, but you don't submit it using this submission form on my website, I will not see it and I will not mark it. You need to submit it like this. Okay, some people forgot to do that on their fake assignment. And this was the time to forget to do that because it doesn't count for anything. But when you go to do a real assignment, if you forget to submit it, I'm not going to see it. It's like you didn't hand it in, even if you have done it. Okay? It's like you do it at home, but you forget it at home. You didn't bring it in to hand in to me. That make sense? Any questions about that? So firstly, you need your username and your password. You need to go to google.ca, log in. Then you go to Google Drive, and then you want to create a folder. You want to share that folder with me. Okay, once you've shared that folder with me, go into the folder. Inside that folder, create a document. When you create that document, okay, rename it. And then once you're finished that document, then you want to submit that document using the submission form on my website. The instructions are all there in front of you. I just wanted to make sure that those instructions made sense to you. Is that okay? Now, there is one more thing that I'm going to have you do today just to play around. You're not going to do this all that often in physics, but there may be opportunities in other courses where this comes into being really, really handy. Okay, you have the opportunity not only to share a folder or a document with me, you can also share a folder or a document with somebody else. So If, for instance, you had created a document in your social class or your physics class that you wanted to work on with somebody else for whatever reason, we would go into that document, we would click share. Remember, you've already shared it with me. You don't need to ever do this with me because once you've made your folder, everything inside that folder is already shared with me. If you want to share it with somebody else, click the top right-hand corner, click share. You can see that Andrew Dickie already has permission. I have permission as well because he shared the entire folder with me. You can also invite somebody else. This is what I'd like you to do today after you've gone through the process of creating the document and submitting it to me. After you've done that, share it with one of your friends. And watch what happens when you share it with one of your friends. It's kind of neat. You can both work on it at the same time, real time. So if you live in Black Diamond, and you live in Pritis, let's say, and you live in Okotoks, and you all have a group assignment that's due tomorrow, and you can't get together tonight, you can get together tonight. You log on to here, you type something, you and you will see it instantly. You type something in the same document, you and you will see it instantly as well. Does that make sense? Play with that. Okay, play with that down in the computer lab after you've gone through the process of submitting the assignment to me, just to see how it works. It's kind of neat, okay, how it works. Add some pictures in there. Go onto the internet and find some pictures. Just try different things and see how it works. Right?